welcome back, guys. So this is our first session. Okay, this is our first morning session. As you can see, price is at this is 1 a.m. New York session, London session 6 a.m. So we still have 2 more hours for London opens. Uh, Actually three. Yeah, it should be three. 2 hours 48 minutes. Okay. Now what we have is the NZD card pair, AUD-NZD card pair, closed with the failing confirmation. This is fine with us now, and the 4 hour has had its shift at this point. Okay, where we got the shift. So now, if you look at this, if this is where we got the shift, what's the next step? That's the first step. Need price to come back at this point here. Okay, give us an option and we'll sell. Simple as that. Okay. What like I told you, the shift might either make a high or when breaking below it will leave a new lower high and shift it. See? So for us to continue with these sales, we need price to retest here and then we can sell. If that's not possible, it can only be a case that price could make a new lower high and a new lower low. That when we wait for price to retest this point, will be bullish, making us wait more for price to shift in the forward time frame. Okay? Because I'm just opening you guys to what can happen. And the next thing is price can we just simply break above and making a new high and then the shift happening again. Okay, that can also happen. Or again, price can make a break inside and then outside there, then the retest and then the outfit, we can sell. I just know that we are waiting for price to come back at this point. That's all that matters. Because if price comes back at that level, and it will be easier for us to participate in this sale. That's all that we care about. And this might happen depending on how price will react here. Okay, we need price to come back here. What can I expect price to do? If we don't get that, we do nothing at all. But so far, I like what the daily has done. It's a very great choice. So we finally got the two. Now the 4 also I shifted, but the 4 I shifted with this kind of formation. Okay, so we need price to come back here, and then we can sell. What would you waiting for? Yeah. Uh, so, this is what we'll be waiting for. Your day. Let's just come back here. Um, and if you don't get that, we do nothing. It's as simple as that. But if you get the nice sale here, price, we expect price to sell all the way up to this level. You know? So it's a very nice trade. Uh, Even if I think use the one time frame, you still see it's also the same thing. So you can see if it's for a 4 hour time frame, price hasn't even yet shifted. The 2 hour is still bullish. Okay. So just wait, just be patient with this. We'll see how we benefit from this sale. Next we have AGD. Price is at OG level. Remember what I told you that price has to give us something sensible for us to sell, not just because price is at this point. Why? Because this is the 4 OG level here. We only consider this when the daily time frame and the weekly time frame are in line. So that's what we do. We only consider on price at this point here. Yeah. Uh, yeah, so we just wait for price to come back here. Mm, let's see the daily time frame. Make it easier. That's why I always say, just wait for the daily to give you a proper close here. So that the forward doesn't give you all these headaches, you see? Because you start now over analyzing and then I'm explaining to you in the forward time frame. It starts looking as though you don't know what you're doing. Because I'm showing you, oh, this might happen, that may happen. Okay? That's why you see me most of the time, I just stick to the daily time frame. And it makes things even look cleaner. Okay? Mm. So let's just wait. Uh, Remember the goal is price to close, not reject, but they close at the daily OG level here. You get that close, then you can call it an entry signal. Okay. And on the daily time frame, you can now see that price is aiming to close at this point, because this is what we want. Uh, that's all that we need. The first one rejected. First one rejected, closed around this point, and both started at this point here. So the second one is at this level now. So this is what we are waiting for. We want price to retest this level, and once it retests it, then we can see what the floor, how the floor will be looking. Okay, and this is the floor time frame, and that's why you've seen the floor hasn't even sold off yet, because it makes no sense price to sell at this point just yet. It needs to tap into this level first. Okay, then you can sell based off any structure we'll see in the floor time frame. So what do we do next? We simply just wait. Okay. Mm, and the other one is Euro GBP. Mm, what would have been nice if this price had just a longer risk reward ratio there? Can still participate in this trade. Remember what I told you on the daily time frame? Uh, that since the daily time frame will close with the bullish candle here. This next daily time frame should really close with the bearish candle. Okay, and what would that mean? Price will make a new price will make a double top. Okay, and when price makes a double top, we're waiting for price to retest this level, they pull back, and then we can sell. That's what we'll be waiting for. Simple. This is what we need, and this is what price is doing. And this all move from here to this point will be our 4 hour analysis. Okay. But right now, I just want the daily time frame to get at this point here. And I'm sure it will do that. Today it will do that. And we can touch this trade more. Why am I saying this? Uh, if you look at the 4 hour time frame, right? And I'm saying this is the move that will be determined by the 4 hour time frame. When the daily gets that daily break here below, okay? Uh, when the daily gets a break at this point, uh, we we can sell, right? But now, thing is, it will make a new lower low, that I'm sure. So that I'm very sure of. When price makes a lower low at this point, uh, in the 4 hour time frame, you'll see that this will turn into a very nice uh, head and shoulder pattern first of all. You can see this head and shoulder. What you can do it this way, okay? So what does this shows to you? It shows that price will break below, then retest and give you that engulfing. Okay, this is what price will do for us. Okay, right. So why are we waiting for price to retest this level? First of all, it's because one, this is a OG level. Two, I can't sell when priced at this point because this is not my OG level. What I mean is, if I get the break and price retest at this same point and gives an engulfing, I can't do anything. I'll still wait for price to come back here and then I can sell. Okay, that's the whole motive for this pair. So the first step we can have is let's have at least that daily closing bearish, you know. When we have that daily closing bearish, this will be a very good step. Uh, and right now we have, I think, 5 more. Should be, yeah, it should be 4 more 4-hour candles. Yeah, then I think the day will end. Because this one ends at 5, the one that ends at 4, that one at 3, that one at 7. Yeah, we have 4 more. So those 4 more can give us the break I'm sure we need. And maybe next week, next day, the retest. Okay. You just have to wait for if it doesn't. If what we want doesn't happen during the London Asian session, because then we miss it. But for now, one price to be trading below this level. Okay. ADNZD, I need my price back at this level. Don't be discouraged with this strong 4-hour bearish push. The markets are very funny. Price can even make a new lower high and a new lower low, and then later on shifts it and comes back at this point, and then give you the entry. And now it sells massively. This price can also do. So just be patient. Okay. SD card. I'm still waiting for my daily retest at this point. Here. Then I can focus on the 4-hour time frame. Currently, we're just printing highs and high lows. So the one of one high low. So we're just printing highs. And imagine if we held this pair, we would have made the next 1 to 7 up to now. See, so that's the level we're trying to reach. Okay. That's the level we are trying to reach. Then JPY, ADJPY, you can see price retest back to this level. Right? Right to this. And then I think that's interesting here. You can see that we are forming The 4 go bullish. You see? So when the 4 goes bullish, that's what I like to see, because when we're at this point, we'll be bullish, meaning when we reach that state, we'll be now waiting for price to shift, and then we can buy, we can sell. We won't just be selling immediately it taps into this level. Why I like this is because it gives us time to even tap into this previous level and show us that, okay, mm, I'm ready to sell now. And then you can support it. Um, what more? What else do we have? We have we have NZ. Oh, sorry. We have NZD card. So it saw price as well to make a new lower low. Instead, what is it doing? Hmm? It's making this kind of recovery. Making this kind of recovery. So if it continues making this, price can break and then retest and give you an entry at this point. Still, this would be a very nice buy for you. Okay. This can also be a very nice buy. Like I told you, you can only buy if price makes a new lower low here and shifts it, or price breaks above this lower high here. Okay. So as of now, you can see this is how we're moving. But price hasn't yet reached this level here. Then we can now, so we can decide. So we're still waiting. So because even from here, price can simply sell. Okay. AUD card, you can see what I told you. I need price to make a new lower low, and that's what price is trying to do here. And it will give you that, so you can take that else you buy. So this might even happen next week or this week towards the end. We don't know. But I told you, when you see a very strong bearish retest like this, expect at least some 4-hour momentum before uh, uh, some daily momentum for price actually buys. Okay. Then the next thing is ADJPY. Maybe today we might get that retest to this point, but just to take out this 4-hour, making making the 4-hour bearish. See, and price takes out this low, makes the 4-hour bearish. When it makes it bearish, it means when we'll be here waiting for the shift, meaning on the daily time frame, we want that holding to happen. You see? Eurocard, this doesn't even interest me at all, because we still need this price coming back to this point, the daily time frame here, because we can only buy at this point. I told you, when the weekly breaks above, and for now we have nothing, so nothing at all. Okay. uh GPAUD, You can see the price is kind of having having some difficulty in either shifting at this level or there. So you can see there's a bit of indecision, but we'll see. We'll see how the daily ends up closing. In GPP card, you can see price is having a small push to the upside. But still stands. You need that daily shift also. Okay. ADUSD, I also need that 4 hour lower high at this point. For a daily lower low, sorry. So it either gives us that or we can buy. And I told you this price might sell a bit because of this head and shoulder pattern. Yeah. USD CHF, nothing interests us until we are below this OG level. GBP AUD didn't get that shift yet, so we are still waiting that lower low below this point. Euro USD. It hasn't broken below neither, so we are still waiting. Euro CHF still need price to come back here. So that's it for now. Uh, for USD, still need price to come back at this point. Price come back. Oh, no. I was trying to come here would have been a very good one. So after price decided to go the other way and can't do anything about it. Yeah. So we'll see how Euro USD responds, Euro GBP responds, and how AUD and respond. Yeah. NPD USD. So that's it for now. I hope you guys have a very wonderful morning. See you later. Uh, Welcome back, guys. So let's just go through what market is doing so you guys can know where we are. So firstly, you can see that we just had the major push and price ended up making a new lower low. You see? By taking out this low, okay? So since we now have this new lower low, our shift has focus our focus has changed. We're now going to wait for price to come back here. Okay. Remember what I was telling you that when this happens, price will have a head and shoulder pattern. And I hope you can see this one here. See? So now we just need price to come back here. When price comes back here and give us an engulfing, then we can sell. But in the daily time frame right now, it's kind of doing what we want it to be.
So this can really show us that if price closes with a very strong bearish candle, we end up having what I was showing you, the double top. You see? Meaning, meaning next week, all we have to do is wait for price to test at this point here. Next day, with a weak engulfing, okay? With a barely pullback, so that's the only thing we need, and then we can cut the sell, okay? So by the way, price hasn't yet finished. The day hasn't yet closed, so anything can happen. Anything can really happen. So when you see me now say I'm just waiting for the daily, because I know, yes, price has given us this head and shoulder, but price will have to retest this point and sell, okay? And if you can look at this is the 5 a.m., 6 a.m. candle. And this candle we're having is the one that leads to what you call this? New York session. Okay? So then in New York session, what do we expect in New York session? You can expect a push at this point. Okay? So if price retests this level, this should show you that this might even take a day for a retest here. Because you need the 4-hour retest and the 4-hour engulfing. Okay? Mm, and already this is the only chance we can enter for now. The first chance. So the second one will be the one in New York time frame. And the last one will be the one at 8 p.m. Okay? So you'll see what will happen. Price is most likely to retest this point and give us the engulfing. And we can sell. Okay? Yeah. But I like what's happening. But I want the daily break below for today. I want the daily below this point here. Below the OG level. Yeah, here. I want the daily below. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Anything below this level is fine for me to sell. AUD, NZD. Mm, right now, price is just made another uh, lower low for a time frame. So the retest still stands. Okay. Still stands. Okay. So we will be expecting the price to come back here. And if price decides to do this, just a retest at this point and then continue selling. And that's it. No trade for us. Because what we want is a retest at the OG level here, regardless of how clean the 4 hour is. The NZD-USD, I still want to see this daily retesting fully. The daily close like this at this point. Then we'll go to the next step. You saw how I never rushed this trade. Because I knew that price has to give us a full retest at this point. You see? And since price has reached that point, I need to see the daily closing bullish like that. Just a minute. Okay, so that's what I was saying. I need price to give me a full daily close on this OG level, not just a reaction. And that's why you are seeing the daily time frame coming back at this point, because it has to give you that full closure at this level. Okay. This point here, that's where price wants to close from. Then you can focus to the 4 hour time frame. Okay. And when we're at the 4 hour time frame, this is when you now use that approach I was telling you. That price has to tap into this 4 hour G level first and comes back here. Then we can see how we can sell this thing. Okay. Yeah, but we can't just sell because prices within this level and gives us an engulfing. Because if price gives us an engulfing at this level, my entry should be like this, and my stop loss should be above that level. This is a 78 pips stop loss. And my take profit is just here. Not even a 1 to 2. See? Okay, so even if price is this at this point, then we get a retest and engulfing here. This reward is not making sense. So we'll see how price will just react from this level. Okay. Especially the fact that we're having these mid low highs, high highs, and maybe we can have another high low. We can wait for price to break below. We test and continue with the sales. Okay. But what's important now is waiting for the daily to close. Then we can switch to the 4 hour time frame. Okay. Even in this lower time frame, 2 hour time frame, the only way you can look for a sell is when price taps into this point. You see? So it's the same thing. And now using this store time frame, I think with you in the morning, let me remove it. Because I just wanted to show you something that I didn't clear out. Okay. The next thing is USD card. Price. We're still waiting for price to retest this level. So that's a very nice push by the daily time frame. Hopefully we can close with a bearish engulfing like that. So we can expect continuation to this zone. Okay. Mm, then we have ADJPY. Mm, we need price to come back at our OG level here, the daily time frame. That's the first thing that matters. So this means that we'll be waiting for a daily time frame retest. You see why I didn't even want to add this one, because I knew for you to just get the retest, you need 2 days or 3 days, and that's already almost a week. Okay. If I wasn't making any videos, I would have just had these three pairs for this week. Euro GBP, AUD NZD, and NZD USD. That's all. Mm. But I just added this for the sake of more sessions with you guys. Okay. The next thing is NZD card. Remember, it still stands. It's either price makes a lower low, so we can buy at this point, or price breaks above here, so we can buy at that level. Okay. The 4 hour time frame. And right now the daily is looking good. You can see price is showing us it's holding. Mm, it's just the 4 hour time frame that's not yet in order. Okay. Mm, this is the 4 hour time frame. And interestingly, you can see that since this one is buying, even AUD and ZD has been buying, you see? So if you take out this lower high, the NZD card will also be above this lower high, you see? So then that's where now we decide which one will follow the other. Get yeah. So it's a very tricky game, but we'll see. If we spectate this one, we need to have a clear confirmation on the 4 hour time frame that everything is right, so that even if it goes wrong, we'll be fine. Same with NZD USD. This one also is the 4 hour time frame that's not clear. So this gives us makes us believe that we should expect price to come back here. Okay, it's only right if price comes back here first. USD card. Oh, okay, so I'll see. So AUD card also, I need the lower low and a lower high. And for now, the only thing I have is this one here. This is my lower high. This is my lower low. So for me to buy, I should wait for the price to take out this low. Meaning the daily should buy all the way up to that point just to give me that takeout. So what does this mean? I expect the daily to go bearish a bit, So that the 4 hour can form a new lower low and a new lower high here. Okay, so that when the 4 hour shifts, the daily will also be holding and the 4 hour will be in line and we can buy. Okay. So right now, expect more bearish momentum if you want to see a buy this week. Okay. USD JPY. You can see that price is still pushing back to our level. Hopefully we can have the retest this week. Hopefully. Especially that we'll be having, I think we'll be having news today. Let me check something. Oh, there's no news as well. Oh, news is on Wednesday. There's nothing today. So this, I think, you guys can see it. Let me try to show it to you. I was checking this. You can see that news is tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah. What's CPI? Consumer Price Index. These guys paying more for less or paying less for more. So that's what they're just trying to do here. Okay. Mm. So here the forecast is 0.3%, which is a decrease. That's what they're expecting. So they're expecting a consumer price index, inflation to at least reduce for monthly, but for yearly still increases by uh, uh, a percent, a half percent. Yeah. How do you call this? Uh, yeah. Is it the tens of a percent? Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's increasing by 2.9%. So maybe I expect price to buy more if that comes out tomorrow. Okay. But either way, we'll still stick to our strategy because the charts predict the market, guys. I don't know what happens, but they do. Most of the time they do. Why? Because no one thinks they predict the market. People think the forecast predict the market. So that's why they wait. Remember something that when people are using the same strategy, it stops working because you're all buying at the same time. A majority of you is selling at the same time. So manipulation is high. Yeah. But if you're only a few people are using a certain strategy, it works very, very good. And I'm sure everyone is using this whole strategy now. Mm. But yeah, mm. Eurocard, this won't fool us. If it wants us to buy, we need the weekly closing above this order level. then we can consider buying this pair at this point. But as it stands, the only level that we buy from is this one here. And this means that the daily has to go bearish at this point, and we'll wait for a shift at that point. GPPAUD, finally, price is pushing up considering this level. So if you can have a daily push like this, then you can expect price to have a retest here, and then a higher high, and then a shift to the end so we can sell. That's the first analysis we have. Okay. And then we begin the shadow. I want to show you something, guys. Have you seen that this is somehow close to ADNZD? This pair. Look at this pair. Right. This is where we are. Okay. Pay attention to this pair. This is where the OG level is far away, and see what price did. Okay. And look at this pair. Notice that when price at the shift away from the OG level here, you saw what happened? Price left a what? A very nice lower high and a new lower low. And when price came back at this level, okay, it gave a very nice what? Engulfing candle. And then I sold. See? Have you seen this type of retest? Mm, how can I explain this to you guys? So you don't get confused, because you can ask me questions, that's the bad part. So I'm trying to make this clear for everyone. Uh, Something has to be wrong here. Wait just a minute. Yeah, I knew it. Has to be wrong somewhere here. I knew it. This was supposed to be the first OG level here. Having 1, 2, 3. Okay. The second one was supposed to start from here. Here. Okay. Why am I saying this? If you are selling, right? Remember, if you are selling, I don't want to confuse you, but I just want you to understand something. If you are selling, when we are looking for an OG level, what we'll do is what? We'll do something like, we'll start from the lowest point and start approaching to the left side, right? And we now start going. This is what we do. And you guys remember, Does this point have a lot of touches? Let me just do something for you. Let me first mute all these so I can't distract you for now. Okay. So when you're looking for sales, right? This is your lower low. You want to see you want to look for an OG level. You come back to this point, right? This is where you have a history from. You start dragging your thing. This is what I remember teaching you guys. You start dragging your thing, right? Uh, uh, to this point. Okay, this is your lower low, right? So you start dragging your thing from this level, going up, right? So you go up. Do we have anything? No, it's closer to my old level. You skip that one. Is there anything here in the daily time frame? I only have one touch. Is there anything here? No. What about here? Yes. How? You can count from one, two, three. If this, if this kind of candlestick, this should show you. Let me just show you something. If you see something like this, where price PS is outside and the next one starts with this kind of level, uh, from this point going up, this does not exist. Okay, this does not exist. So that level you can also count it as an OG level. Okay, so you have one, two, three. Uh, uh, then you can extend it. We don't even need to extend. This is the same level. This is fine. So this can be OG level here. And if you drag this way from this point, you see it's also a daily OG level. You see? Then another one start from this level, mm, going up. You have one, two, three, four. This one. This is the second one. Okay. Yeah, so but we have now let's see what price did. Yeah, because it has to be, yeah, it has to make sense why I sold from this level. Yeah. Uh, and we've seen this. This is me the time I wasn't even using my what do you call this? This is the time I wasn't even using my holding strategy. And this is the daily time frame, you see? This the OG levels were drawing were weekly. And this is the daily time frame. So you see that it all makes sense. So now, by this time I wasn't using the OG strategy, the holding strategy. But I wanted to just explain why this happened here. If we now use the forward time frame and come back to the same point, okay? The same point where we got the first sell, okay? This point here. You can see that price broke inside the OG level, you see? And price retested and gave us an engulfing, you see? Uh, and if this looked so bad for you because it's so uh it's so close to the in buying in in buying, yes. Can wait for this second thing to happen because this break and retest and engulfing was near the OG level, if you can see. But why are you going to apply this? That's my question. If in AUD, NZD, I'm refusing you to do that. Because notice that price has already respected the all-time OG level. If you can see this one here, you see, which led to the break. Okay, this point here, price came back and we tested it. So from here, we are okay. And you can see this is closer to our OG level, first of all. And yeah, I think, yeah, no, this makes sense. And let's try to use the daily time frame. So, and you can also see, yeah, this is very much interesting. You can also see that if you can also try to make up another day, another daily OG level, you'll see that funny enough, this is also an OG level in the daily time frame. You see? So you're not selling at a foreign level. Because this has one, two, and I'm sure if I drag this all the way back to that point, there has to be something. So this is not this is not the foreign level. That's why we caught these cells here. You see? Now, let me try to think this. Um, mm, just a minute. Okay, this makes sense. So now look at AUD and ZD. Look at this daily time frame carefully. If you drag yourself all the way back to this point, let me just do it from here first. Let's see. You can see that the only OG level that makes sense with the most touches is this one. One, two, three. If we are to consider that this one was once an OG level, would be lying to ourselves, right? Because uh it only has one position, this one, which is mm, this point here. And it's even outside the OG level, meaning even if price was to retest at that point, would be selling based off price being outside. You see? Mm, so even if we try to increase this point uh, up to here, we'll still only have one, two, three. And this isn't making sense now. Okay? Because there's no we can have an OG level that closes at this point, and another one begins at that point. And then this means that all these should go to an OG level. This now makes everything weird. Okay. Mm, the reason why I did this one is because this is the most recent OG level where price is most likely to respect before it continues selling. Okay. And this one also makes sense because this is where price is also supposed to respect, even if I try to reduce it, it's at this point here. Well, we try to say, okay, let's start with this point here. But this means that we are only supposed to end up to this point here. This can also be our second OG level. You see? Because this is where we get 1, 2, 3. That's if we claim this to be an OG level. Okay? And then I can't drag this from that point all the way here. Just to make the 4 make sense, no? It's just at this point, that's all. You see? So price has to come back here regardless. Okay? Let's come back here. If I was to increase this and switch to the weekly time frame, okay, now I think let me remove these things because no, you won't need them. I won't need them anymore. This is the weekly time frame, okay? Which point makes sense? This as an OG level or this as an OG level? Because clearly you can see the only OG level we have supposed to be this one if it's making everything serious. But I just added the extra tips to make things a bit easier. Okay, there is no OG level here. Maybe at this point we can have it, we can have one. We can have one. Why? Because this is where price respected from before buying further. Okay, we can use this level too, but it's supposed to be our only level. You know, if we even wanted to make this strict, I would have just simply done this. That's all. And you can now see how this would have been so hard to buy because this is the only weekly level we have. But if you look at the daily time frame, you can try to make this make sense because we also have 1, 2, 3 levels that are being respected at this point. These levels here as our first OG level. And we can also make others here second level respecting 1, 2, and 3 here. See? That's where these OG levels came about. You see? Not this point. There's nothing here. And you can see where the other weekly level is. It's at this level. Okay? So it shouldn't even be there for now. Or you can do this and faint it. Yeah. So that's why you've seen me. I've been saying no, they just guys come back here and you can sell something clean. You don't even have to waste time explaining. It's so direct. Okay. Like this pair, you can see this trade will be so direct. So that's it. Then I'll see you guys in the next session. Okay. This is next session. Okay. So as you can all see, the next session just opened. So you can now go through the markets. Remember what I'll show you, I was telling you in Euro GBP, the price should still come back here and give me an entry. See, if we don't get that, we do nothing at all. We do nothing. Okay. So what does this mean? This is another uh session in which I can catch a buy. So this already shows you that I can only buy tomorrow. Okay. I can only sell tomorrow. Because if I get this retest, this will be 8 p.m. I won't get the engulfing. And in the time the engulfing will be happening, price will be already in Asian session. So then I can't do anything, okay? So this is something I'll trade tomorrow. On the daily time frame. On the daily time frame. Let's just uh wait and hope price gives us that daily bearish close. Remember, I told you don't really be worried about this strong strong close. Price will eventually retest back to this point. Same as so tomorrow we might get that pullback, then price continues. So okay. Yeah, yeah, let me try to see on Meta Trader 5 how it's looking on my phone. Just a minute. Wait, let me just do something. Mm, let's just try to let's just try to wait. Let's see the last time we took a trade. Last time we took a trade was uh on the last month, the 13th. Yeah, is it on the 15th? Yeah, I think it was on the 13th. Then we closed on the 22nd, right? Mm, but not you. Yeah, we closed on the 22nd. So, yeah, I was thinking if we've stayed over a month, we would take metric. But, let me just do something. I think we've only not got the job for, for, so let's see, okay, so, yeah, we still haven't done anything important yet, so, mm, yeah, we just not traded, in 19 days, 18 days, yeah. One not traded in 18 days. That's roughly 3 weeks. So we still have enough days. Yeah. Mm, but we might catch yourself in here and catch yourself very soon. Mm, so the next thing is just wait for the daily close, the next pair. Then AUD NZD. You can see price hasn't yet retested. And the daily, the 4 hour time frame, this is what price is doing. So we still wait for price to come back here. Yeah. We don't get that, then the trade just missed us. This is the day. This is how the daily is looking. Uh, Finally, NZD USD. We are finally we finally got our daily retest. The one I was emphasizing what that was about. So, like I told you, the daily retest has to be intact at that point. You have to see it. Okay. So like this, the 4 hour time frame closed at this point. This is what I would love to see. Um, so the most important thing is you just have to wait for price to have a bit of shift here and catch yourself. Okay. Um, but this is very nice. So the daily closes in this form. The next thing we'll wait just for a daily confirmation. It's a daily confirmation. To then catch this what uh sales. Yeah. Uh, so now what do we do next? Since Here I can't really say anything unless the daily closes, okay? But like I told you, expect price to tap into this level. Then if it once can give us structure that we can use to sell. Okay? So aside from this one, the other pair I have is NZ Euro and USD card. I like what we are having. The retest looks genuine. So we just have to wait for price to come back here. Then we can switch to a forward time frame. The good part with this pair is the 4 hour we test while being bearish. So once we are here, just need the shift. Okay. Um, sorry. The next thing is AUDJPY. Finally, the daily is trying to engulf this. So this can mean that we can get the retest at this point. We can get the retest at this point. Like I told you, when you see this flag, price will break above. And we can see what price is really doing now. It's broken above this wedge. So now all you can do is expect for price to start buying. Okay. So when you get that, you also the good part as well for this one is that the 4 will be bearish when we're at this point. So we'll be waiting for just an extra shift. Then we can sell the pair. Mm. The next thing is AUD card. This is something for next week. You can see price is making high highs, high lows, high highs, small high, but it's still bearish, but it's just the easiest way I can call it. But this is all market structure. Price hasn't done anything. Okay. Uh, so what this means is, uh, you wait for you wait for price to either make a new lower low here, so you can buy at this point, for price to continue making these statements, and then you can buy at this point. Okay. The next thing is AUD card. You can see that finally price is now trying to make that lower low I was telling you about at this point. Remember, I told you we can only buy once we get that lower low and lower high, then we get the shift at my OG level. Okay, so even if price at that small momentum here, nothing was interesting. You can maybe even ask that why don't you buy where this double bottom still? Stick to your plan, guys. That's why we are still here. So just wait for this to happen. Then you can buy if you are looking at this bear on this day. Mm. You look at the daily time frame. This even shows you itself that you really need some market structure before you can buy. Okay. This one just happened the same day. Mm. Yeah. So, expect at least 2 or 3 daily candlesticks here. Then we can buy. Mm, USD JPY. Can see that price is almost retesting this level, but we need at least to give it a week. Yeah. So, just look at, I told you, don't be fooled by all this push. For us, we only buy at this point when the weekly closes above this level. Okay, then this will be invalid. But as long as you haven't had that close, this is where price stands for me. Mm, the next thing is DPAD. I think I talked about this. Um, where I showed you that price. Mm, price is above this level, and we can just wait for price to retest at this point, and then make a high. Then we can shift. Yeah, we can sell. So right now just watch. Next thing is GP card. Price is pushing high. Possibly we might have a new high today when price breaks above that level. So what's best is when you have the shift here. Okay? If you have a shift. And I would want to see the daily having a high so that when we have a high, we have a high low, and this will be our new high. You see, so that when it's shifted, at least we'll be selling at this level, at my old level. You see, not the way we wanted to wait for a shift at this point. Okay. Uh, AD card price hasn't yet uh, gone bullish in the daily time frame. So expect the AUD pair to maybe even sell more. Okay. Expect it to even sell more before we can actually get the buy. So we still have a long way to go. Just relax. Oh. And breathe in with me, Just chill. But once we get the trade, if you trust me, yes, DCHF, nothing yet. But if you want, you can try to use a intraday trade, okay? Where you don't consider the weekly time frame, just buy when price comes back here. You can make money, okay? Because this is an inverted head and shoulder, and the 4 hour is uh is bullish. Hmm. Mm-hmm. The 4 hour is bullish. This is a high, and a high low is here. You need to just be tricky when buying, okay? Because you have to wait for price to come back here, and then price to give you an entry level. Meaning it's in your best interest if price price to take out this lower, higher low, and then shift at this point, and then you can buy. Okay. That's what we call a counter trade. Uh, but for me, I no longer do those. This is GBP USD. If price could only have just broken below here, hmm? But I decided not to do that. Euro USD. Uh, price price hasn't yet broken below here, so it's still bullish. Unless if you want to risk it and sell from this point here. Okay, with the hope of price making a lower low. Okay. Mm, yeah, you can also do that if you want. Um, yeah. The good part is that the 4 hour is bullish. So when price is at this point, you just be waiting for a shift and then you can sell. Okay. Yeah, I can also use that sell. But for me, I am about the big moves, so I'll just lay down and chill for now. Okay. Uh, what would be very nice for us to sell in this pair is when price breaks below like this. Okay. Yeah, this would be very fun. And I'm saying this might happen is because of NZD USD. You see, it's at this level. So it's where even NZD USD we expect price to now sell. Okay. So anytime you might expect the Euro USD doing something like this. Mhm. Mm. Yeah, so I think that's it. Some USD have been waiting for price to come back here, but we got nothing. Okay. Mm. I think that's it. Mm. Let's see if there's something else I want. Oh, got this. Price is finally making my lower I've been waiting for. And this pair, US oil. So all that's left is a shift. Okay, just want a shift. When I get that shift, at this point, then I can start my buy journey. The prices seem to be dropping. Let's see if there's something that's really happening. Uh, in the markets that's driving this US oil thing. Let's see. See what this man say. There's nothing being said though so far. Hmm. Um, hmm, let's try. Let's try Wall Street. Hmm. This is very bad. Hmm. Yeah, I think the sell-off might be due to this US Iran attack and yeah, this might be the things causing the price to be moving uh, in the way it's been. Okay. Mm, but anyway, mm, so we should just keep going further. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that might be driving this crazy drop in the oil prices. Okay. Uh, let's see the Dow Jones. Like I told you, price has to come back at this point, you know, when you can see what it's trying to do. So, but you know what I've realized is that the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, NAS 100, most of these pairs are just drive based off fear. Most of them, because it makes no sense how the economies will be doing. Everything is just at its all-time high. So now everyone is trying to anticipate for a very major crash in the market. So even to a point where price wasn't supposed to have a crash at all. But because of the same fear, we caused the same thing to ourselves. Instead of just continuing uh having good returns, yeah, all anticipating for something crazy to happen. You know, it's like you get something you want, but now all of a sudden you're thinking, what if it goes the other way? Yes, sometimes it goes, but most of the time it's caused because of the fear we have. Okay. Mm, anyway, uh, next thing is NAS 100. I need this. For me, these two, I need them to come back. I need it back at this point here. Don't know how long it will take, but I need it back here at 25,900. Mm, for US 30, I need it at this point. Okay. So you're obsessed with the craft, huh? Anyway, see you in the next session around at 8 p.m. Okay. There's really nothing I can talk about. Yeah. but I'll start to come back to you guys so you can see what price is doing. So price, I can see for this trade, price has chosen to test my level here. Still selling. So for me, it still stands around price to come back here. Then I'll sell from here. Okay, that's the only thing I need. Remember, I told you I still need the day to have a close that's below my OG level here. So that I can have what? So that I can have a double top. You see? It's double top. Uh, so what else is left? Just wait for daily closure. And I can guarantee you that you have already test here tomorrow. What does this mean? You still expect price from back here. Yeah, give us the what kind you need. So, yeah.
What's this kind of push we are seeing? Uh, if we try, maybe we try even to try reduce this level at this point. Okay? And just to begin it again. We still see it's the same thing. We still see that price. I still can't sell at this point. You know, for the price is not here on the 4 time chart. Yeah. So if we say why don't you wait for the day to break below it? Yes. Yes, that can be a entry, like it's risky for for a time frame. We decide the ocean today. Okay. Remember, always tell you this OG level here has a very high chance of being restricted. So price being does anything. Okay. So let's still wait patiently. Remember, price is not going anywhere. Uh, Markets are not rushing. I can give you something to always move with. Whenever you feel like you're rushing the markets, don't trade. Okay? Just don't trade. So, uh, so this is still in the case where I try to increase this level, maybe because of the range. Mm, yeah, but still, this is still the same. But the also series, the not still the same thing. You can see that we just had the daily test. So now the next thing we wait for is what? Daily to show us it's something. Okay. Uh, but we try to move past this level. Here, the price the daily tries to make a break. Uh, you have a dollar. Uh, that's something that's right now. The moment the moment we get a break below here, and pressure as it's holding, we have a daily new lower low, right? You see? Tomorrow. Mean if price takes it out, price becomes bullish. And that's if we don't get the test of this level here. Yeah. So when we get that, let me try something. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm, that can be a very nice daily altogether. Not just the on the weekly time frame. Okay. So, and when we sell from here, price to the weekly time frame also be at this point, having rejected this bullish push, meaning now the week will ready to what? Continue dropping because it will reject um, this bullish push right there. Okay. Good. Okay. So it's a very good position. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's valid. That's valid. Don't mind that's so that yeah, that's why the Lord told me to I messed up. Let me just finish it for now. Okay. So it doesn't really become the area. So remember, you need the first daily close the OG level that we are going for. Okay. Mm, next thing is USD card. Price hasn't yet retested this level. Mm, mm, IDJPY. Price also decided not to start pushing up. So really it's just NZD USD. That's showing us something interesting. And really the difference with this pair, you can ask why did he not do the same thing for uh, AD, NZD if you just did it for NZD USD. Look at this, how to um, um, uh, it's the daily time frame, right? Any other OG level that I showed you that might make sense. Only as how many points? One, one, two. This is not and if you can clearly see, this is not a retest or is there any rejection? No. Okay. The point is where you see price taps on the level, rejects from it. When price tapped into this level, no rejection was made from it. I can't really count this point as a point. So I only have 1, 2, and if you can look at this, price has never done anything at this level. So this is invalid. Okay? And this one also is invalid. I can only say mm, this can only be valid if, only if, the daily can have a retest and have a daily holding that breaks outside. Yes. When you get that break, this can become an OG level. Why? Because price rejected from this point. You see price rejected from this point, and then again price drop below this point. See, making this level an OG level. See, this now makes sense. You see, so we really have to be careful when making a OG level, okay? Because it only becomes after price has passed or has passed the rejected point. Many times by the minimum should be at least uh, time. Okay? Mm. So in this case, you can only watch and see if price will come back to this point tomorrow or not. Price doesn't, that's still fine. It does, good for us. Okay? That's the mentality you should have. Okay. So, something I'm expecting in NZD is the price in house and price also potential the daily time frame here. This whole thing might make sense. Okay? And you can all can now sell. Okay? So come back to the price because the price of potential bit it can make a lower low. And it did it now. For our other left to price to come and shift outside this here, then we can buy. Okay? Next to JPY, price needs to come back here and shift, then we can buy. But price needs to close above this level, the weekly time frame, then you can buy from this point. There was nothing. TKD closed on the daily rejection. So now I expect you level on high for typical nice push. Today might have a bullish close. You have TPC. Give us what we need. Get that details at that point. DMVD, that details. Then issue price. Really has broken below. Now we back to the full proceed quality what we want first what we can really working structure. Yeah, we want to move my low high level for this type problem below this level. Okay. Mm, 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 if I'm feeling the next week we have this problem all the way to the adjustment because I'm I think most come back here. All the USD most to test this level. Okay. So mm, that USD must give me that low. Like another shift, okay? But that's it now. Now I'm back to
Recording. Thank you guys. Good evening. Uh, so shall we begin? And as we close our markets today, firstly, we have NZD USD. Prices we tested this level, so we just want to see if it will close at this point the same way. Okay? And hopefully we'll have something reasonable to trade with tomorrow. Okay? But right now, this is what we have. And this is what we are going to use. Okay? Wait for price to come back here and then shift. Okay? Uh, so in short, this is why I just tell you I want now to see the daily to show me it's holding to explode, but remove you from all the burden of explaining. Okay? And that will be done tomorrow. The next trade is your GPP. Mm, so price ended up breaking massively. And you can see we got no entry. So we still wait for the forward to test this level. And then we can say, okay. Because even if we said, okay, price
broke below this 4 hour and we tested and engulfed. This is your trade now, and this is your stop loss, and this is your take profit. Because I have to come out at this point here. This is my OG level here. Even if I reduce this to the exact OG level, the engulfing candlestick here, this doesn't even match my risk to reward, you see? So this whole trade is not making sense at all. So just wait for the retest at our OG level here, and you can sell this properly. Okay. AUDNZD, the same thing. We're waiting for price to retest our OG level here, because the daily has already showed us it was holding yesterday, and today was supposed to be the day we get the trade, but price ended up just shifting aggressively on the 4 hour time frame. Okay, see. And from that time, price has not returned at this point. Okay. So it's a sign price will come back here. The next thing is USD card. We almost had that retest. Price just decided to shift again. So it still stands on the daily time frame. I want price to come back here. Then we can buy. ADJPY. We still want price to retest the OG level here. Then we can sell. NZD card. Still need the lower low and a lower higher, a lower high, so we can shift and buy at this level. Or price has to break at this point so we can buy. AUD card, we now got the lower low, so we can expect the next daily candle to have an engulfing, okay, which will let down have the shift in the forward time frame, so we can buy. USDJPY, need price to retest this level, then we can buy. Eurocard, we're only interested at this point. This one, we need the shift, the lower low and lower high. This one, price has become more bullish by taking out the higher high, so you might expect a shift here. So that's it for today, and see you guys tomorrow, and have a very good night. And that's it.